Planet Dinosaur, Part 6. Enjoy. With the Spinosaurus and Scratch. The Spinosaurus is trying to fight over the carcass of Scratch. Each trying to intimidate each other to see whose roar is more scariest. Scratches or the Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus makes the first attack on Scratch. Suddenly, Scratch attacks back. Scratch's mate hears the cries of Scratch, and she decides to bring her babies with her, since she doesn't want them to be left in the volcano ashes, since it's about to erupt. Even though that the Spinosaurus only has a bite force of 2 tons, it still has size and strength over a T-Rex. It uses its spine to snatch Scratch's mate away from him. Scratch and his mate both grab the Spinosaurus at the same time with their 6-ton bite force. Scratch's mate goes for the arm while Scratch goes for the neck. The Spinosaurus screams in pain. And suddenly, Scratch looks over and watches in horror as horror fills in his eyes. A volcano erupted. Oh, and also that's my dog over there. Suddenly, a volcanic falling projectile comes towards Scratch, his mate, and the Spinosaurus. The falling projectile hits the Spinosaurus in the head, and it's nothing but a skull-faced dinosaur. Its face burns down, and nothing is left of its skull. Scratch's mate tells him that we need to leave immediately. Scratch agrees. The younglings come closer to their mom. Suddenly, fire starts building around the dead Carnotaurus and the Spinosaurus, burning them to ashes. And by now, animals are already starting to leave the canyon. more and more dinosaurs pass Scratch and his mate, they decide to run off with them. The younglings follow close behind their mom. To keep the babies safe, Scratch stays behind to make sure that they don't fall behind. By now, the smell of blood on Scratch's mate's face has drifted out through the forest, or the canyon, and the forest. And hungry Utah raptors, the biggest species of raptor of all, have smelled the blood. Like the velociraptors, Utah raptors hunt and live in packs. They won't miss this opportunity to catch for a meal. They don't even know about the volcano, but they know about the fire around the forest. Their main target is the babies, so they're gonna have to be swift and quick. The orange raptor charges first, then the green raptor, then the yellow raptor. Scratch notices them out of the corner of his eye and decides to leap the orange one out of the way. Scratch doesn't want to pick a fight with him because he wants his family to be safe as possible. But the raptors have already crowded around him, 2 of them at least. The yellow raptor attacks first to get Scratch out of the way so that they can get to the babies. The green raptor goes after the babies. Luckily, Scratch's mate sees them. Sees them and knocks the green raptor out of the way. Raptors are the biggest species of all, so they use their long, talented hooks in their legs to claw right through the veins of their victim. But the raptor can't get a hold of the flesh. Finally, it scratches mate a little bit, but it is not enough to stop her fighting. Suddenly, the orange raptor comes out of nowhere and leaps right on her neck, trying to scratch her. This raptor doesn't even have any hooked claws, so it has to use its sharp feet. And it seems to be working. It is obvious from those raptor scars that these opponents are veterans of quite a few fights. They are the mark of the one who has survived a many a fierce battle. Then the yellow raptor's skull gets crushed by Scratch's tail. The yellow raptor's dead. Scratch runs over to the babies to protect them, but out of the corner of his eye, he sees the most horror thing of all. His mate is being taken down by the raptors. Scratch has made the most feared Tyrannosaur that he has ever seen, has now met her match. That day, noble blood was spilled, while double blood looked on. Suddenly, fire builds around Scratch's mate. Scratch has no choice but to leave his mate behind, so he runs with the kids. But then, the raptors start getting burned up too, and so does Scratch's mate. Scratch's nest is burned down. The whole canyon is burned down, in fact. To be continued.